is fitness myth number 1 is that you can spot reduce fat with certain exercises. So for example, if you have the triceps, you know, the women have like the bat wings and it's all floppy and everything, they want to get rid of that. Abs, as Clemens mentions, is a huge one. It's like, oh, if you do these exercises, you're going to get a 6-pack abs. Same thing with, you know, the belly is probably the biggest one that people are concerned with. Same thing for thighs and everything like that. It's like if you do any of those exercises in that area, it will reduce the fat in that area and then the muscle will show better. Well, unfortunately, this is a myth. And so fat reduction is actually genetically determined. It's one of the few things I will actually point at genetics and be like, okay, no, it's because of your genes. And so for me personally, I'm a pear shape, my shoulders are more narrow, hips are a little bit wider. When I accumulate fat, it tends to be more on the hips and the thighs for me. And so that's just genetically determined. And then when I start to lose that weight, it usually gets reduced from my upper body first, and then like my thighs are like the last thing to go. So, and everybody's just a little bit different like that. But then you have your genetically determined positions where your fat is just gonna come off slower. And that's okay. There's nothing we can do about that. Just embrace it, it's okay. But there are some things that you can do to help grow muscle in those areas so you have the tone, you have the definition that you want. And so when you do those exercises for those areas, which please do those exercises, they're going to be great for you. But when you do those exercises in those areas, you can change your protocol, your programming to doing exercises that are about 3 or 4 sets to 12 to 20 reps. So that higher rep range tends to grow the size of the muscle. And so it pumps a little bit more fluid in there. It increases the size of the muscle. It will increase strength a little bit, but if you really want that volume look, that big muscular look, those higher rep ranges are what's going to get you those bigger muscles. And so that will give you what you really want, which is fat reduction, of course. That's still going to happen when you're lifting weights, but the higher rep range is going to give you the volume size so you have more of that defined look. And so 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 20 reps, and you can kind of play around with it, and you can cycle it in and out. So stick with maybe around 12 reps for a month, and then maybe the next month, maybe try 20, see how that feels. And then I like to follow that up with a strength protocol as well, where you have the, you know, larger amount of sets, but smaller amount of reps, higher amount of weight. So just kind of varying those things. So that is myth number 1. We cannot spot reduce fat that is genetically determined, but there are things you can do to increase muscle size by increasing the reps from 12 to 20 reps for 3 or 4 sets.